I'm very pleased to announce that we are ready to form a new government that will address the best interest of the people instead of plunging Canadians into another inaction. This will be a Liberal-led government in collaboration with the New Democratic Party and with the support of the Bloc Québécois. The agreement between the Liberals and the NDP will see a small cabinet of 24 ministers plus the Prime Minister, with 6 of them to be named by the Prime Minister from the NDP caucus. We have agreed that, like the Prime Minister, the Finance Minister of the new government will come from the Liberal caucus. The policies that will be pursued by this new government will be founded on solid, fiscally prudent principles. The starting point of the federal government, unfortunately, is a deficit. This new reality does not reduce the necessity to stimulate the economy consistent with the understandings arrived at by all nations in the G20. We have committed not to enter into a long-term deficit, but we will act now to introduce a robust fiscal stimulus policy designed to help Canadians and Canadian businesses weather this storm. This stimulus package will include accelerated and new spending on infrastructure, home construction, home retrofit, and support for struggling sectors that can demonstrate a plan for future viability. The deal does not include a plan to cancel planned corporate income taxes. These reductions will proceed as scheduled. I am sure that all Canadians are now asking, what will happen now? Under Canadian Constitution, it is the Governor General's responsibility to inquire whether an alternative government could be formed that would have the confidence of the House of Commons.
We stand today at a crossroads in our collective history. Canada must have a strong and effective and responsible government, one that holds the confidence of Parliament. And today we do not. We have a government that refuses to act when our economy and the people that it serves are in need of action by our government, perhaps at more now than at any time in a generation. The government has lost confidence, lost the confidence of the people of Canada, and has lost the confidence of the members of the House of Commons in this Parliament. It has failed to act, and it falls on us to act. The New Democrats and the Liberal Party, with the support of the Bloc Québécois, have chosen a path to stimulate the economy in a stable and a responsible government. I would like to direct a few words to Prime Minister Harper. Prime Minister, your government has lost the confidence of the House, and it is going to be defeated at the earliest opportunity in the House of Commons. I urge you to accept this gracefully, to accept the new role you'll be occupying in the House of Commons in the upcoming year. I urge you to accept the verdict of your colleagues in the House of Commons and not to create further instability or delay in these tough economic times.
You've both said that this current government has not acted enough and quickly enough for economic stimulus. So when will you present the details of your stimulus package, and how much will it cost?
Cannot give you an exact date because I don't know what will be the first day of this government. What I want to tell you, though, is that we will act more promptly than Mr. Harper in a much more efficient way for the economy, our workers and their families.
As Mr. Dion has said, we of course don't know when this government will begin its work. It has not been possible to establish the parameters financially of the measures. at this point in time, and I think you can probably understand why.
Are you absolutely committed to resigning in May, or is there a possibility that even after you resign you might be a candidate, or is there any possibility you could be a candidate for the leadership yourself?
My commitment is to give May 2nd to my successor a strong government with a stronger Canada, able to face the storm. And it's what I will do. I'm honored to do that. It's a great privilege that I will receive, and I will work day and night for that. And May 2nd, my successor, I think, will be proud of what we will have been able to achieve.
Today, the National Bureau of Economic Research in the United States said that the recession there began in December of 2007, a year ago. Its StatsCan's figures have come out today showing the Canadian economy is still growing, showing that we have not had a net job loss, and our banks are still solvent. In light of that economic evidence, how do the three of you gentlemen justify the moral authority to take down a government based on its economic record?
To start.
You know, I believe that there are very few Canadians across this country who accept the proposition that all is well and we have nothing to worry about. I haven't met them. The people I'm meeting are extremely worried.
The forecasting of the private sector economists are not very good for Canada. Of the OECD is not very good for Canada. We all know that. We know that the prediction about the unemployment rate are worrying. Times are tough. This agreement is all about the economy. It's all about the economy. It's why we are together, to fight this economic crisis. We are committed to do so, and beyond our partisan differences, we'll do it because we want to help our fellow citizens.
You've been able to pull this coalition together in 4 days, and Canadians are going to look at the three of you and they're going to say, how are you going to be able to work together? And particularly to Mr. Dion, to Mr. Duceppe, because we know your history. You guys fought against each other in a very tough unity battle in the 1990s. How is this going to work?
I would say we have an agreement, a very clear agreement, and we're linked till to June 30th to 10. Basically, only on the speech from the throne or any proposals linked to the budget, period. And I think we have, in those tough times, to consider other things than different political opinions. Obviously, we disagree on a lot of things, on Quebec's future, but I'm here to act for the Quebec nation. I'll do so based on that, in deep respect for the rest of Canada.
It's certainly true that Mr. Duceppe and I have a deep disagreement about what we Quebecers should do. He thinks that he would be happier if he was not a Canadian. I think that to be a Quebecer and a Canadian is one of the best opportunity life gave to me. I'm ready to fight to give this, to keep it. And I will use all the democratic tools I have for that. We are in Canada. I'm pleased by that, he's not. But since we're in Canada, what do we do for fellow citizens? And we have agreed to do something in these tough times, to do it as Democrats. I trust him, we'll work with him for that.